Well, good evening. How's everyone tonight? Wanted to hop in about a minute or so early so you can watch me do my routine. It's kind of important to me. Valor. Little drop of this blend. Absolutely love it. It is one of my favorites. On the brainstem it goes. Yeah. This is my liquid courage. It is courage in a bottle. And that doesn't say Jim Beam or Jack Daniels. This stuff is fantastic. This really helps boost the confidence level. And that's why I love to put it on the brainstem before classes, because even though I spent almost 35 years in the radio business, I'm still not comfortable doing public speaking like this. That's a nice thing about radio, is you sit in a booth by yourself with no one else around you, and you talk, and you play music, and you get paid for it. So that's kind of nice. Doing this in-person thing, it's still a little unnerving even now, even though we've been doing this for about 3 years. The next blend I put on, a little white Angelica. This is one for emotional protection, as it were. So I take a drop of that on the forehead, over on the temples, crown of the head, in the hair, doesn't matter. It smells nice. The cat likes it. And what's more important, my wife likes it. So, all right. Tonight's class, what we're talking about tonight is essential oils, a journey through history. We're going to take a look at the start of essential oil usage and about where it is now. So, have to start off with this. Always do the disclaimer. This information is not meant to treat, diagnose, cure, or prevent any disease. The information represents what we, independent distributors of Young Living essential oils, have chosen to do to take charge of our own personal health and that of our family. Even our cat benefits from this. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration or our vet, and if you are pregnant, nursing, taking medication, or have a medical condition, consult your physician before using these products. But you know what your physician's going to say? Don't use oils, they don't work. Guess what? They do. They do. All right. Now, who am I? My name is Jay Hawk. My wife, Lori, and I, we live in the little village of Banks, Oregon. Population 1,800. They claim it's 2,000, but I think it's more like 1,800. But it's a nice little town. We open up our home a lot for meetings and get-togethers and make and takes and oil classes and things like that. But we also love doing these online because we can reach people in Texas, in Iowa, in Virginia, in Florida, anywhere where people happen to be watching online. They can catch this. And we love sharing it with all kinds of people who are curious about essential oils. You don't have to be a member of Young Living. You don't have to be using oils currently to get anything out of these classes. It's for education purposes. So, essential oil use in history. Now, essential oils are getting a worldwide recognition for their versatility, but their use is not new. A lot of people think essential oils, new age, millennial. No, not so. Not so. The use of botanicals as healing agents is a long-standing practice throughout human history. In fact, essential oils and other botanicals have been used in wellness practices as early as at least 5,000 years ago, and probably even before that, but it wasn't recorded history at that point. So let's explore a culture where some of the earliest recorded uses of essential oil precursors began. Egypt. Egypt was ahead of its time in so many ways. Aliens? Depends. If you watch the History Channel, maybe. I don't know. But the Egyptians were so advanced for that time, and they loved essential oils. One of the first recognized compilations of herbal medicine by ancient healers is called the Ebers Papyrus. Although it dates from approximately 1500 BC, it's believed to have been copied from texts written much earlier. The scroll contains recipes, ceremonies, and other information that Egyptians deemed worthy of preservation. But of course, with Egyptians, they're more famously known for their pyramids and what is contained in the pyramids, namely mummies. Now, the mummification, of dead people in Egypt was a big thing. They would prepare the bodies for burial. Embalmers used various botanicals such as cinnamon and cassia, resins like frankincense and myrrh, and also early forms of cedar and juniper essential oils were used in the embalming process. Now, with such cutting-edge advances in those days, cutting edge, Egypt's international renown drew researchers from neighboring countries, also from faraway countries, leading to expanded use of botanicals in everyday life throughout the Middle East, Africa, Europe, Asia. It all kind of spread around there. Now, some of the oldest cultures on earth used essential oils. The Babylonians placed orders for cedarwood, myrrh, and cypress oils. That's in written records. Now, the most prominent borrower of Egyptian knowledge was the Roman Empire. Rome invaded and eventually conquered Egypt in 30 BC, that whole Caesar Cleopatra thing, Mark Antony. Okay, watch the movie. Roddy McDowell was fantastic as Octavius, but okay, we're not going to get into that. Now, what Rome did is they wrested control from Cleopatra and establishing themselves as the preeminent civilization in the region. This shift in power spurred the ascension of Roman clerics to the top of Natural Solutions Pyramid. No pun intended with pyramid, talking about the demise of Egypt. Their most lucrative botanical balsam, like balsam fir, right, was heralded for its variety of uses. Rome also became famous for their bathhouses, not always in a good way, but they used aromatic botanicals such as bay laurel, otherwise known as laurel nobilis, or Laurus nobilis even, pine, fir, juniper, other conifers that were there, cedar, cypress, yeah. These plants and their extracted essential oils were also used in massages or other therapeutic practices. I mean, when you think of the bathhouses of Rome, you're thinking spa, you're thinking luxury. I mean, for that time anyway, laying on a flat, cold table, it happens. But at that time, top-notch stuff, top-notch stuff. Now, one of the most enduring records of essential oil use during the Roman Empire is the New Testament. Now, last week we had our class on oils of the Bible, and we talked about that. So we're just going to touch on that a little bit, because Israelites used essential oils such as frankincense, cedarwood, hyssop, cassia, and spikenard to elevate spiritual communion and also for embalming. Once again, the most famous example of the value that essential oils had in Israelite culture is the telling of the birth of Jesus, to whom gifts were given of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Two of those three were resins, which could be distilled into essential oils and were extremely valuable. I'm kind of fond of saying, out of the three wise men or the three magi, whatever you want to call them, the one who brought gold was the slacker, because frankincense and myrrh was valued higher than gold at that time. Now, they were first mentioned by name in the Bible in the book of Genesis, chapter 37, for those keeping score at home. That's when Joseph was sold to the slave traders. They carried spice, balm, and myrrh. Genesis ends with the burial of Joseph's father, anointed with myrrh. Oils are mentioned 1,100 times directly or indirectly in Scripture. That's history, folks. Now, essential oils were used during the medieval times by medieval Europeans, many of whom brought oils back from the Crusades. Essential oil wisdom continued to spread. Renowned writers from the Middle East promoted the use of herbs and essential oils in wellness practices. Bumping up to the 12th century in Germany, St. Hildegard of Bingen used herbs and oils in her practice and gave valuable insight to how medieval medicine worked. And it includes the book Physica, Physica, Physica. It's a 200-chapter chronicling of plants and their uses. Yeah, plants. That's where we get essential oils from, right? Right. Herbology. There you go. Now, throughout Europe, Asia, Africa, natural wellness was handled with balms and oils made from plants. They couldn't run down to the pharmacy and get a bottle of Excedrin. No, herbs were, and in many cases still are, used to support the systems of the body even before science really knew what the body was all about. In Australia and the Americas, both North and South, indigenous people used native plants in their health regimens and also for their spiritual rituals. This had gone on for centuries before modern medicine was introduced. And I'm not knocking modern medicine. Please don't get me wrong. Now, think about this. Modern medicine, the man-made pharmaceuticals, are based off of ancient plants. Willow bark was used as a pain reliever years ago. Willow bark is also known as wintergreen. But then modern medicine came around, created aspirin, but that was based off of the chemical principles of willow bark. Eucalyptus and peppermint leaves were used to help support the respiratory system. Still are. Yeah. But now you can get a wide assortment of petroleum jelly balms and rubs that you can slather on there. The petroleum jelly is definitely not good for your body, but it smells nice because it smells like menthol. And they say menthol's healthy. Well, yeah, menthol is healthy. Menthol is peppermint. There you go. Why not just get rid of the hazardous, toxic petroleum jelly that's in there and just go straight for the peppermint? That's what they did back then. That's what we're trying to do again now. We're trying to get natural. So again, I'm not knocking pharmaceuticals. I'm really not, because they've saved my life before. Yeah, they've knocked out infections. But again, I'm not knocking it. But it seems that for every pill you take for one symptom, other side effects are created that need further prescriptions. And the cycle just keeps going and going and going. So it's like you're a customer. Yeah, it's not a wellness plan. It's, we're going to keep you as a customer. You need this. We're going to give you this because then you'll have to buy this and this. That's just, okay, my opinion. Also happens to be the opinion of a lot of people. But there are no side effects with essential oils. No. The only side effect is when your bottle is empty and you start crying. It's happened to me. Or when my wife takes the bottle of stress away and I really need it, and I know that she's got it at work, and I'm here at home just going, I need stress away. Happens. It does happen. See, drugs and pills can be patented, making the pharmaceutical companies very rich. We all know that. Nature can't be patented. You can't go out and say, I'm going to patent this black spruce tree. You can't do that. No. So pharmaceutical companies can't make a dime off of essential oils. That's one of the reasons why they don't agree with essential oils, is because, you know, they may know it works because that's where they derive the formula for their prescriptions, but they can't control it. That's nature. That's kind of, you know, up to someone else. Now, there have always been oils being used. Essential oil usage has always been going on, but it wasn't celebrated or really thrust into the limelight like it is today. It was only after World War II when essential oils were kind of rediscovered. The science on their uses grow each and every year. I mean, we're finding new things about oils all the time. And then, of course, in the 70s, that's when Gary Young started to research and develop essential oils in Idaho. And he studied how lavender was grown in France, how it was harvested, how it was distilled. He brought some seeds back to Idaho, planted some lavender, distilled it, made some fantastic lavender oil. He became the pioneer of essential oil use in North America. After years of research, a new company was founded in 1994 that brought essential oils to the forefront, and that company is Young Living. Young Living is where essential oils got their start in America. Sure enough, others jumped on the bandwagon when they found out, hey, we can do, yeah, this looks good. Yeah, and they've been riding Gary's coattails ever since, utilizing the research that he developed, and even going so far as attempting to copy the oil blends, almost oil by oil, that Gary created himself. There are so many copycats out there, but only Young Living has the seed to seal promise, which guarantees the highest quality essential oil for its members. Now, Young Living has a dedicated team of scientists who study the oils, test their frequencies, make sure it's 100% pure, make sure there are no impurities, make sure it matches up to the frequencies that they're supposed to have. That's how they do it. They keep up with Gary's very rigid standards. Other companies just try to make a buck. They'll thin out the oils. Yeah, the bottles of oil that you see in the grocery store, yeah, stay away from those. Yeah, it's $4.99 for 15 milliliters, but it is not 100% pure essential oil, no matter what that bottle says, because you cannot distill 15 milliliters of lavender essential oil for $4.99. It doesn't work that way. See, the FDA says that oil companies can claim that their oils are 100% pure, even if it contains as little as 5% true essential oil. The rest is made up of fillers, floral water, synthetic fragrances, alcohol, anything to make it smell marketable, even if the ingredients are toxic. Yeah. If you go to the store and you see a bottle of essential oil and it says, do not apply directly on the skin, call poison control if ingested, that is not an essential oil. That is a chemical-laced fragrance bottle of crap. Sorry, but it is. I'm very passionate about that because oils saved my life. And a lot of people say, oh, yeah, right. No, they did. They did. Doctors had given up on me. They said I was going to die. 3 times they said I was going to die. Finally, it came to me. Yeah, we got to do this. We got to do this. Lori's cousin, Vicky. We love Vicky. Patient. Oh, so patient. It took over 18 months for us to flip the switch and say, okay, yeah, we'll try your oils. Fine. Yeah, we tried them. I'm alive. No prescriptions, nothing like that. Nope. They didn't give me anything at the hospital to, it was just, okay, we knocked out the infection. See you later. See you in about 2 weeks. No. Essential oils are what rebuilt my immune system. So now I'm not getting sick. Even during the cold and flu season, if you want to call it that. I'm staying healthy because of essential oils. It went all the way back in history. 5,000 plus years ago. You can go back even farther. I just imagine Adam and Eve being really healthy because they're walking around barefoot and they're stepping on basil, oregano, thyme, rosemary. They're stepping on all these herbs and plants that make essential oils today. No wonder people back then lived for 800 years, okay? It happened. So from prehistory to Egyptian tombs, to tribal rituals, to modern day science and natural wellness, essential oils have been used for a myriad of purposes and will continue to be a natural, toxin-free option for millions of people around the globe. So that's our history on essential oils. I'm sure there are some things I left out. I kind of just touched on the big ones. I mean, the big civilizations, they've been used all over the place. We continue to use them. We love them. If you are a Young Living member, good on you, mate. And congratulations for making the best decision of your wellness life. Yeah, I'm not kidding. I'm not exaggerating on that. If you are not a Young Living member and would like to be, contact us. Contact the person who showed you this video. The person who says, hey, it's mid-December. You got to see this goofy guy wearing a Hawaiian shirt. Ha, ha, ha. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's the cross I'll have to bear, and I'll do it willingly because I love Hawaiian shirts. It's it's a state of mind, folks. You know, in my head, I'm always in a tropical paradise. I don't care if you got 3 feet of snow on the ground. I'm happy. So if you are looking to advance your life in ways that you probably can't imagine, I'm talking wellness beyond what has been forecast for you, probably. Let us know. Let the person who invited you to this class know, and they can help you out. So next week, we're going to have a fun one. It's going to be a frequently asked questions session. So over the 5 years, almost 5 years that Lori and I have been working with essential oils, using and also sharing with other people, we've come up with a lot of questions have been asked. We've asked a lot of them too. Vicki can tell you that. I mean, from day one, it's like, what are these? What is this? Is it, you just squeeze is it plant juice? Things like that. So we're going to be talking about the most frequently asked questions that we get regarding essential oils. So join us for that next week. Until then, I hope you have a wonderful rest of the week. Enjoy your weather wherever you are. Make the best of it. I know Iowa's getting some snows. To our friends and family in Iowa, it's December. It's Iowa. You should know that's going to happen, right? Right. And before you start yelling at the screen, I was native-born Iowan. I spent 30 years in Iowa, mostly by choice. So it wasn't by choice until I was 18. Then I had a choice, but I still lived in Iowa. So yeah. Hope to see you next week. On behalf of my wife, Lori, who is stuck in traffic somewhere, one of the joys of living near a big city, take care. See you next week. God bless.